Have you heard of the Olympian Sha'Carri Richardson?
I've been seeing outrage about her on Facebook.
Yeah,
So that's about
so
what I know.
so the first time I heard of her was just like randomly on TV or on social media or something, because she stood out because of how she looked. She had really white hair, she had the long nails, and she won her 100. She broke a record. The time after that I heard of her was when people were saying, oh, she's doing so good, even though she just lost her biological mother. Next thing you know, you're hearing, oh, Sha'Carri Richardson may be disqualified because the anti-doping committee says that they found THC in her system after she ran her qualifier. So now they're saying that she may not be able to run in the Tokyo Olympics, and that race that she broke the record in the 100 meter was taken away from her because of the anti-doping.
So they're saying so basically they're erasing that race, like it never happened.
Exactly.
And that's the one that she beat the record on.
Right.
That is insane. That's one point. I don't like this whole anti-doping word, because it's not like, when I think dope, I'm thinking crack, cocaine, like hard drugs.
Right.
THC or anything like that.
Exactly. I was really surprised that was. I'm not surprised that that would be in violation, but I'm surprised that they're like grouping it with the same doping.
The same category.
Right.
Especially when a lot of athletes outside of the Olympics, I'm not sure about in the Olympics because clearly she's getting in trouble for it, but outside of the Olympics, a lot of people use THC, not even like the plant itself, like weed. They use THC for like body aches and all this stuff. Like they rub it on their their joints. Yes. Yeah. So I can't see how. Like, I feel like they will. Wouldn't you want your athletes to be using the most natural things?
You would think.
Like, would they prefer her to be on like antidepressants or something?
Yeah. So I was confused as to why that was included in the anti-doping violation. I'm not really understanding why that's in there, but maybe just because it's an altering thing. They did make it clear though that it is not, they don't see it as something like a steroid. They understand that it's not a performance enhancement.
Exactly, because everybody's saying that if anything, weed would slow you down, not make you faster. So sis is out here doing it if she's high and being able to beat records. Okay, they're just mad.
Right. So the penalty that that's coming from the anti-doping committee. So she's gonna get, for them finding THC in your system, the penalty is a 3-month sanction. So you have to be removed. You're not allowed to participate for 3 months. But however, because they did say that the use of the THC wasn't used inside of the competition, and that she agreed to do in what they call a substance of abuse treatment program, the penalty has been reduced to 30 days.
And I would just like to commend her for, like, when the news broke of like her failing this drug test or whatever the case is, I would like to commend her for coming out and being like, well, I'm human. Because she is human, and she's young. How old is she?
She's 21.
So at that age, at 21, most people are experimenting with a whole lot worse than just weed. But people are experimenting with drinking. They might try weed. They might, So I'm glad that she's like, I'm human. Like, I make mistakes. Like.
Yeah, so I agree with that. But also on the other end, the people that's around her, knowing, because it's not like it wasn't known that she wasn't allowed to have THC in her system. So I feel like her and the people around her should have been like, the Olympics is a big thing. Like, if this is something that's important to you, then you need to talk to somebody, or you need to figure out another way to cope. Because she did come out in an interview and say that it all stemmed around the death of her biological mother. So I feel like the people around her should have been like, we understand what's going on, we hear you, let's figure something out how you can get through this, because you doing this can jeopardize what you have going for yourself right now. This is a pretty big deal.
That is true. And I would just like to put out there that the state that she resides in, weed is legal. So like, even though it might be legal where you're living, it's still illegal federally. And the IOC doesn't consider a drug that's legally okay for any athlete in the Olympics to use.
Right.
But because weed is becoming legal in so many states, people are now able to like go to their doctors and get prescriptions for it. So I feel like if that was her preferred way to cope with her losing her mother, she should have went about it a way where like, okay, it's doctor prescribed in case she got backlash for it.
I agree with that. So with that being said, do you think the sanctions that she's been given is fair or unfair for her?
I feel like it's unfair because, like I said, weed is one of those things that is becoming legal like everywhere, and I just feel it's unfair. Like, she shouldn't be punished for doing weed. Like I said, I don't consider weed to be a dope medicine, like a dope drug.
Right.
And it's not like she's doing it to cheat in the race or anything like that. Like, athletes are allowed to drink alcohol outside of the Olympics, and they're allowed to drink alcohol when they're on the Olympic camp, wherever the Olympics is. So how is it okay for them to be drinking while they're competing in the Olympics when drinking can have a lot worse effects on your body, your state of mind, and all these things? So why can't it be like, okay, you can't do drugs and you also cannot do alcohol while you're competing in the Olympics?
So I think it's both. I think it's fair and unfair. I think it's fair only because the rules were already set and she agreed to the rules, and her support and everything agreed to the rules and knew what was going on. But what I think is unfair is the rule itself. It's unfair. Like, I don't think that, and because when you hear, oh, the anti-doping committee put this as a violation against her, you think, oh, she did something to alter her performance. That's why and it just so happened that she was the one that broke the record. She was the one that came in first place. So it makes it seem like, oh, she did something to do that. It wasn't just her.
Exactly.
It's taking that away from her.
Exactly. Because it's like they're trying, like, if she came in third place, fourth place, whatever the case is, if she was the backup person to run that race for her team, in case the lead person broke a leg or got hurt or got sick or whatever, like, would it still be such a huge problem? Or is it because, like, she's breaking these records, she's coming in first in all her races, so now it's like, I feel like it's like, well, let's find a way to see how we can slow her down. Because didn't you mention, you told me before that, like, I guess now she can't compete in the race that she won, right?
Well, yeah, so now with the 30-day sanction, she's actually going to miss, so the 100 is her race, so she's actually going to miss the 100 in the Olympics, but there may be a chance that she can compete in another race, either the 200 or relay with her other teammates, but that hasn't been set in stone yet. But it seems like she's for sure going to miss her 100, so yeah, it's sad. It's sad. She was going to do it. She was going to do the damn thing.
I was just trying to find any reason to stop sis, and I'm not here for it at all.
Yeah, so I was rooting for her.
Yeah, I think we all were. That's what makes it so heartbreaking. Because I remember when I saw I think you called me and told me, it was like, did you hear? And like the way you broke the news to me, I thought you was about to tell me like somebody in our family died. Like, I was so like my heart dropped. And then you were like, wasn't Sha'Carri, she got eliminated or she might get eliminated, she might not be able to go to the Olympics. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
It was just as bad as telling me somebody died, because like it just didn't make sense to me.